Welcome to John's Thinking. Today we're talking about frogs versus toads. What is the difference between frogs and toads? Then we're going to talk about different types of frogs and different types of toads. Toads and frogs can commonly live up to 12 years. As you see in this picture right here, this frog has long legs, especially the hind leg. A toad has short hind legs. And the frog has webbing feet, where a toad does not. This is a big picture. This here is called a water frog. Unlike most frogs and toads both have lungs like we do. Their lungs can fill up with water and drown and die. This one mainly lives under the water. It's a toad frog, or water frog, I'm sorry. There's my little guy again. This frog here is called a Pac-Man frog. Pac-Man. See him? Okay. It's Pac-Man frog. Whoops. Sorry about that. Pac-Man frog. Okay, next video. This guy here is a cartoon character frog. And his name is Flip the Frog. You see him on Mickey Mouse, different things, later older cartoons. That was Flip the Frog. Whoops, sorry, wrong way. Okay, this is Mr. Toad. We all know about Mr. Toad, at least I do. His eyes would spin when he would see a car, and he wanted to drive one, then he would be really crazy when he drove one, but he was always smooth and practical in real life, but when it comes to cars, he'd drive fast as he could. That's the cartoon Mr. Toad. Okay. This here is famous in Warner Brothers. This is called Michigan J. Frog. That's his name, Michigan J. Frog. Okay. Whoops. This here is the biggest frog on record. This is giant Slurpee frog. He is 7 pounds. They can live up to 12 years. Okay? Another picture of two. Back to this one. See how they are in water? Now, frogs like to live near water versus toads. Toads do not have to be near water. They can be more on dry land. They can live a little further from water, but they need water just like frogs do, but they could be a little more. Frog skin are really smooth. A toad's is not. It's kind of rough, but they need water, and they get in water because that's how they breathe. Their skin goes through the water, moisturizes their skin, opens up their pores, and that's how they breathe, is through their skin. In case you didn't know that. Alrighty. Oops. Oh, come on. Sorry. This here is a blue frog, and actually it is a Heligan, and he's from South America. They're very bright down there. And yes, frogs can be poisonous. Colors distinguish how poisonous they are. And I'm sorry, ladies, you cannot kiss a frog and hope to gain a fairy tale prince. You won't get any warts either from kissing a frog. But be careful, some of them are poisonous. That's why some people lick them to get high. But I do not recommend that. Okay, most famous frog of all, Kermit. There's Kermit the Frog. Okay, we all know these guys from Budweiser commercial. Budweiser. There's some more. Budweiser. I'm sure us 80 kids remember that. The three frogs. Always wonder if this is the picture Budweiser was looking at when he came up with that idea. I don't know, but it was a pretty cool idea. Alright, this guy's a little weird. So, different shapes they can to adapt to where they live. Whoops. I like him. He's my favorite. I just like the way he looks. And see how his skins are puffy and thing. And see how his eyes are bigger, especially the eye up on top. That's because he's a toad. Toad have bigger eyes than frogs versus than frogs. You notice his mouth. Toads do not have any teeth. Kind of like a old grandpa, they have no teeth. They got gum things. A toad or a frog does have teeth, but it's only on the top. So now, when you hear frogs at night, when the moisture's cool, the air is cooler and it's easier for them to get out and breathe. They only hear the males. Female frogs don't make noise. They do little, but it's mainly males because they're trying to track the female. As my wife always says, males make fool of themselves. So they suck in air to make themselves puffier and more macho for the female. Okay. This is a yellow-green frog from South America. Different type of frog. This one's for my mother-in-law. She likes purple. How about that purple frog there? Frog on the left, toad on the right. You can see the difference. The frog has a thinner body versus a toad who's short and fat, more fatter. They have shorter legs. They tend to crawl and hop less versus a frog. A frog can like to jump more. They do like the little hops, but they like to jump, and they can jump very far where a toad cannot. A group of toads is called a knot. A group of frogs is called an army. Okay, they're slender, smoother skin. The baby of a frog will ride on its back versus a toad where it rides on its head. Okay, that's a big boy right there. He's kind of cool too. Alrighty, that's the one I saw in Sedalia at a park. That's the one I took. I like this guy. It's kind of funny looking. Now, stages of frogs. You got the tadpole at the top. Then he grows little feet. Then gets a little bigger feet. Then gets legs. Then more. Then the frog. It's not uncommon to see frogs with tails. They get shorter till they get adulthood. And that's about frogs. Okay, frogs will lay their eggs in a chain, where frogs lay their eggs in a cluster. Toads lay theirs in a chain like. So that's what we know about frogs versus toads. I hope you learned something from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. And please tune in to what John is thinking next time. Please hit the subscribe button. Please hit the like button. And please tell your friends about it. And thank you all who have subscribed so far. We truly appreciate it. And this is Frogs versus Toad, what John is thinking. Thank you. And have a good day.